Prato is the second largest city in Tuscany. The historic center of Prato is a typical Italian old town. It has a cathedral and numerous historical monuments. But just outside the city wall, there's Italy's second largest Chinese community. Every time I come here, I feel back in China. In this video, I'm going to take you through the Prato Old Town and experience the little China in one day. I would call it a city of two tales. What I see is such different cultures living next to each other. My friend and I are departing from Florence. We take the train to Prato, which is 23 kilometers away. It's about half an hour ride and costs 2.8 euros. It's very convenient and economic. The train went through part of the city. We got off at Porta al Serraglio, Prato. A campus of the University of Florence is just behind this station. This station is right in the city center. It's about 5 minutes walk to the Duomo, which is the Cathedral of Prato. Here is the main church and square of Prato. It's Friday morning. Not many people around here. The Cathedral of Prato is named after Saint Stephen, or San Stefano in Italian, who is the first Christian martyr. The church has existed since the 10th century. Over time, it was built in the Romanesque style, which is simple and elegant. People start to sing in the church as we are walking around. It is beautiful. We see a wedding publication on the notice board of the church. The facade of the church is decorated with characteristic white and green stones. This combination is very common in churches in Tuscany. We are walking towards the city gate that leads to the Chinese community. We are basically walking across the old town. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. The town is relatively calm, with not many people in the street. What we see is typical of many Italian old towns. There are churches, historical buildings, shops, and cafes. Before we come to the city wall, we are going to see the San Domenico church, which is from the 13th century. The Dominican order would typically build their church and monastery next to the city wall. Only the first story of the church facade was decorated with green and white marble, while the rest is still bare brick. The church interior is white wall decorated with regional grey stone. I find this combination beautiful. Here is the confessional booth. The organ of the church is Barockified. There is not a single person in this church. It's so quiet and peaceful. The church also houses paintings, statues, and other religious artworks. We saw this holy water font in shell shape at the exit. Very nice design. As we are walking towards the city wall, we see a number of old monasteries. This is the Dominican monastery. This is the Saint Clement monastery. Some part of the monasteries are turned into kindergarten, homes, and shops. We see a drawing with Chinese words on the kindergarten board, which says, "Welcome to the kindergarten." Now Porta Pistoiese is already in sight, and here is the ancient city wall or Prato. On the other side of Porta Pistoiese, we are going to see things that are completely different from the Italian churches, monasteries, and old town establishments. The street is called Via Pistoiese. It's one of the main streets where there are only Chinese shops, restaurants, bubble tea places, etc. Most of the time, you can only see Chinese people here. I don't think I've seen a single Italian in this area, except in a big supermarket. The traffic is very busy in the narrow street. All the business signs are in Chinese. You can basically find anything you need in life here, from birth to death. These businesses are catered for those who work in the factories run by the Chinese. The majority of Chinese work in the garment industry. There are more than 3,000 workshops and factories here. This, for example, is a barber shop. Outside this restaurant, there is the sign which says "I miss you in Prato" in Chinese, English, and Italian. Although making clothes is the main industry here, what they sell in the shops are imported from China. Because the style is more to the Chinese taste and the price is lower. The factories here mostly supply Italian brands. Here is one of the bubble tea places. There is a Chinese medicine shop across the street. And this is Taro Garden, a Chinese dessert shop where you can sit down and enjoy the dessert. To our surprise, there is a coffee bar, which is a rare thing in this area. Here is an electronic appliances shop. Here are the factory premises behind the street. This is a Chinese supermarket. There is a gold shop across the street. This is a canteen-style restaurant which sells very economic meal packages. We've been here so many times, but every time we come here, we are excited by the things we see. We venture into a huge grocery shop. It has an enormous space and endless surprises.
因为它有嘴巴，别照了都是会高，
笑死我了。
照不住。
And guess what this is for? It's to cover the leftover dishes on the table for the next meal. It's such a typical thing to use in Wenzhou, where I'm from.
这也太大了。
And here is an ashtray with Euro bill decoration.
祝你发财。
会烫的。
对，做的挺好的，真的。
We find a lot of chopsticks here. We are going to buy some because the price is very good compared to what we have in Florence.
笑死。
就每个都买好。
These pots are for Chinese restaurants to have dishes with fire under. Here are packages for Japanese takeaway. Most of the Japanese restaurants in Italy are run by the Chinese. These are bamboo steamers to make Chinese buns. And big metal steamers.
我也觉得。
这小破杂货店又不……我的妈呀，这也配！
Rice cooker and pressure cooker in all sizes. The bigger ones are for restaurants. And the biggest surprise is home appliances section with all kinds of fridges and washing machines.
嗨，来到我的工厂生活。
天呐，
这里，屋子崩西。
欧子蹦鞋，欧子蹦。
They also have all kinds of decoration pieces, mainly for restaurants.
我觉得这些是给开餐厅的人用。
这个大的才6块。
哪个大的？
这种。
Coming out of the shop, we are going to go to a Chinese medicine shop across the road.
哎，
They have a number of herbal medicines. I bought one drink that is for stomach discomfort.
真的。
他们家都开分店了。
我刚去的那个。
你有没有发现这？
We also pass by several shops selling wedding-related items.
他们这个生意做的真的是太全面了。
And here is an optical shop with measurement services. They even have their own Times Square, which has offices and garment shops inside.
力都没有。
还有办理结婚。
They even have cute children's dress in traditional style, which is quite popular now back in China.
虽然我穿不下。
From here, you can still see the Duomo bell tower in the old town. We are walking towards a residential area. We just had lunch at a restaurant. We're talking about how in Chinese restaurants, the owner sometimes would give a discount to maintain customer relations. I will make another video about what we eat in Prato.
这里就是居民区了。我们上
This residential complex reminds me of apartment buildings in China. The residents here are mostly Chinese, according to my observation.
烤着太好吃了，我感觉。
听，我的天！哦呦， 这个以前应该是一个厂房。
好别致啊！
对，都是标配。
温州人，你看这里，我的妈呀！
There's even a medical center which conducts services ranging from ultrasound to skin tightening treatment, such as thermage.
我觉得
The travel agencies here also offer very good price for flights to China.
可以。
There is a park next to the residential area. I'm walking towards that park.
Hello.
Last time I came to this park, it was in the summer. It was full of people, I mean Chinese people, relaxing here. Today is relatively cold, so there are not so many people here. Just some Chinese men playing cards in the sunlight. Coming out of the residential area, we walk into some side streets where we see more Chinese restaurants and dessert shops. This is Shaxian Xiaochi, one of the most common restaurant brands in China. It is named after a town in Fujian province, Shaxian. Someone put a notice on the door warning people of thieves. And here is a fancy milk tea and dessert place.
好漂亮。
那个小，
还有个笑脸在里面。对。
This shop has winter pajamas on sale. We bought 2 pajama sets for 25 euros.
太可爱了。
好，谢谢。
Finally, we come to this stationery shop where they have textbooks for learning Chinese.
这个我好像看过。
相貌日记。
虎皮猫你在哪里？里面其实很多插画，然后是讲故事的。一次阶段。
可能是1年级。
Now is 3:30 in the afternoon. We are back in the old town. Our last destination is the Buddhist temple, which is right behind the train station where we got off. So we are crossing the old town again. Still not many people in the street.
他给他上了那个百里相见的石头。
枪照的里面是咖啡师很神奇，获得一个日头正好。这也是美丽奇在。
We are walking through the train station and coming to the Florence University campus.
还在这里呢。
There's a timekeeper for the Italian Constitution outside the campus building.
周边无二黑。
笑死。
Walking through another residential area, which is predominantly Italian, we arrive at the Buddhist temple, 普华寺.
快上，这是什么？
这是什么？
The Buddhist Association is organizing Chinese New Year celebrations. Apparently, they are rehearsing for the parade, which is going to take place on Sunday. These are young people or teenagers wearing different traditional clothes. They are the main participants in the parade. They are holding Italian, Chinese, and Buddhist flags. At the end of the line is a group of older women who perform small drums. The drumming and dancing are so vibrant that I want to join them. This is the actual temple. They are practicing right outside. As we are wondering how they put the stone bowl inside the lion's mouth, we see groups of dragon dancers coming out.
对，他们星期天要演戏。每个人都很忙的样子。
谁不想干了，给我干一下。
天哪！
有人考虑用电瓶车来骑，你快看。
They are groups of very spirited teenage girls who we see later carry out incredible dragon dancing performance. We are so impressed. We wish we could join them in the dance.
真的。好好看哦。好棒！
我这还要跳，这太难了。
哇塞！
这个里面肯定要甩尾巴。这有男生组。哦。
The boys join later. They are starting with one dragon. They have more dragons in the back of the temple.
你看这造型。他们这个好精彩啊！
我觉得
中吗？
There is so much laughter and youthful energy out there. Now we are finally coming inside the temple. The Hua Temple was consecrated in 2009. It was built by the Chinese community here in Prato. From the building scale, the interior, and number of Buddhist statues, you can see that it has received tremendous support from the believers. There is no one inside the temple today because of the rehearsing activities outside. My friend is from a family of Buddhist believers. She recognizes many scriptures here.
般若蜜多时，照见五蕴皆空，度一切苦厄舍利子。
This is an enormous drum with exquisite wooden support. I am really amazed by the number of sculptures here. Every one is different. Every one is so well made. Behind the main altar, there's a huge panel of sculptures. It is made by a workshop in Wenzhou, the city in China, home to most of the Chinese people here and the two of us. They even put the phone number of the workshop on the plaque, which shows the entrepreneur spirit of the Wenzhou people. The backspace of the temple is now used for the preparation of the parade. The boys are preparing their dragons here.
天哪！
This space is usually used to host vegetarian meals for visitors. We are just amazed that there are so many statues, even in here. Now we come to the other side of the temple, where the monks are having their late lunch. This is one of their meeting rooms. There are nice wooden chairs, also a small library of Buddhist literature. My friend is looking at some of the familiar titles. The parade rehearsing is coming to an end. Very active atmosphere, with young people talking and joking together. Everyone got an umbrella because it may rain on the day of the parade. The dragon dancing teams are still practicing. These outdoor activities are meaningful for teenagers as they get them away from the smartphone. These young girls really seem to bond and have fun. We are now at the train station. On the way home, we are checking out our new pajamas. It was such a rich day, experiencing big cultural differences in one city.
看着大蝴蝶结。
Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Siamo in arrivo a Firenze Santa Maria Novella. Termine corsa del treno. Vi raccomandiamo